Hello, my name is Dr. Keith Johnson, America's #1 confidence coach. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Dr. J Today. Thank you so much for joining us. This week, I love this week, we are celebrating the life and legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King. What an amazing man he was. What an agent of change he was. And you know, the Bible teaches us in Psalm 66, verse 12, you know, you went through the fire, you went through the flood, but God brought us out into a wealthy place. You know, I found there's 3 places. There's the poor place, there's the middle class place, and then there's the wealthy place. Just like with the children of Israel, there was Egypt, there was the wilderness, and the promised land. And God was saying to his people, I got a place I want to take you, and that place is not where you are right now. I want to take you through, but you got to be willing to go. He said, we went through, we went. That means you got to take a step. You've got to move forward and not stay stuck in whatever class that you're currently in. And God said, here's the target. I want you to go to the wealthy place. And you know, when I was looking at some videos on Dr. Martin Luther King, his last message before he died, last words before someone died. I mean, you should really look at them. And I went back and I found the last message just before Dr. Martin Luther King died. And it was an amazing message. And I want to share that message with you right now because I think it'll really inspire you.
All we say to America is be true to what you said on paper. If I lived in China or even Russia or any totalitarian country, maybe I could understand some of these illegal injunctions. Maybe I could understand the denial of certain basic First Amendment privileges because they haven't committed themselves to that over there. But somewhere I read of the freedom of assembly. Somewhere I read of the freedom of speech. Somewhere I read of the freedom of press. Somewhere I read that the greatness of America is the right to protest far right. So just as I say we aren't going to let any dogs or water hoses turn us around, we aren't going to let any injunction turn us around. Well, I don't know what will happen now. We've got some difficult days ahead. But it really doesn't matter with me now because I've been to the mountaintop. Like anybody, I would like to live a long life. Longevity has its place. But I'm not concerned about that now. I just want to do God's will. And he's allowed me to go up to the mountain. And I've looked over and I've seen the promised land. I may not get there with you, but I want you to know tonight that we as a people will get to the promised land. So I'm happy tonight. I'm not worried about anything. I'm not fearing any man. Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord.
Wow, what an amazing message. He went to the mountaintop, then he saw the promised land. Wow, I so love that. The last message from Dr. Martin Luther King, he saw a day. I'm so excited. He saw a day when God's people would move out of the poor place, move out of the middle class place, and that they would move into their promised land, the wealthy place that God has destined them to go to. At the end of Dr. Martin Luther King's life, he was passionate about the Poverty Project, getting people out of poverty and empowering them economically to move forward. You know, as long as he talked about civil rights, nobody messed with him. But when he started to talk about economic empowerment to the black community, that's when somebody decided, we got to take this guy out. And you know, it's just like the enemy. The enemy doesn't want us to be economically empowered. Be spiritual, do all your spiritual stuff, but if I can keep them broke, I can still keep them in prison and trapped and discouraged and frustrated. But I'm thankful that God doesn't want you to be in the poor place where you always lack. He doesn't want you to be in that middle place, that middle class where you always just have just enough. But God wants to take you to the promised land, a place where you have more than enough. That's where God's taking you. And that's why I'm so passionate in this season of my life to equip and to empower the church, to equip and empower you to have the confidence to live the wealthy lifestyle. And in order to go where you need to go, where you've never been before, you're going to need new what? You're going to need new knowledge, you're going to need new understanding, and you're going to need wisdom to take you into that wealthy place, into the place of more than enough. And that's why we're doing these Living Wealthy Experience tours all over America. And I want to help you. I want to empower you. So if you're interested in connecting with us and hosting, we're doing these all over the world. If you're interested in hosting a Living Wealthy event, I want to talk to you. My director wants to talk to you. So we'll look forward to getting together. Just send us a quick email at booking@keithjohnson.tv, and we'll discuss with you what we can do to partner together to empower God's people to get out of lack, to get out of just enough living, and to get into the wealthy place where we have more than enough, that we're blessed and that we can bless other people. This is Dr. Keith Johnson saying, create a great day.